Greetings and welcome back. This is Iris Heath, clinical professional counselor. I am coming to you today to talk about what's your problem? Oh my goodness. I know that we don't usually say that, and we don't say that as clinicians either. So I know that when we're having conversations with each other, I don't know about you, but usually we don't even want to use the word problem. We say things like issue. Um, Clinically, we are attempting to identify a problem so that we can assist you. And so that comes about through an individual having the courage to start counseling and coming in, actually being honest and transparent with the individual on the other side of the desk, table, or sitting next to them. And I am coming today to hopefully take some of the anxiety out of that, take some of the fear out of that. It's a very non-judgmental setting. And I would like to encourage you, if you're finding that you're in a difficult setting or not the right counseling setting for you, I always ask you to give it a couple of times, meaning approximately two times, to see if you're connecting with that individual. Like anything else, like with pastors, bosses, other leaders, everyone is not for everyone, and that's a real thing. So I found a couple of quotes I wanted to share with you today. One quote is from Carl Jung, and it is, "We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses." And one from Maya Angelou is, "If you can't change it, change your attitude." So we actually do assessments to help clients to identify what they would benefit from working on. And my training says that many times individuals do not come in telling us what they're there to work on. They give us something that's safe. Yes, safe, that they feel comfortable with sharing. It's a very healing, can be a very healing setting, and yet it can be a very it can be difficult for people to just start. And so I think about John Acuff, an individual I follow. He has several books, including Start and Soundtracks. And so he talks about these soundtracks that we have in our heads and how they can create fear in us. So I'd like to encourage you. Clinically, we call that the need for positive self-talk, because we do say things, and scientists have actually determined that what we're saying to ourselves, um, the research shows that we will say a negative thing before we say a positive thing. So I really came just to encourage you today, on Mental Health Monday, just to encourage you to keep in mind that if you are seeing things show up, denial is something that we do clinically identify. There are some individuals who are in denial about their need for help. But if you find that you continue to run into a wall, meaning that you continue to not be able to get progress, that you continue to have things happen to you, unusual things, if you are continuing to have problems in your life and would benefit just from someone to walk with you, that is something that a therapist, a counselor, um, if you're comfortable with starting with your community leader, that's fine. And yet, unless they've been trained in counseling, meaning licensed, which comes with a lot of training, and yet there are times there's something called countertransference, and meaning that if someone's sitting with you and they're giving you information and something, sometimes it can feel like they're connecting with you, but sometimes it can feel off, OFF, as if they're being condemning. So if you're in a therapeutic relationship of any type and it's feeling condemning, I would encourage you to look for a new setting. And not to say that you're not challenged. I challenge my clients all the time, and yet it comes out of a loving place, and it comes out of a place of them giving me information, them telling me the goals they would like to accomplish, and us working together, not me being the expert. I am the professional in the room, yet my client is always the expert in the room, meaning they know themselves. They show up, they bring the information, and we go over it. I would like to give you this week for homework to write 1 to 3 statements of gratitude. Just write down something you're grateful for. Continue to be encouraged, continue to be well, and I hope this is helpful. If it is, please invite someone. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and continue to be blessed.